Now, this isn't necessarily a combat thing. This sort of fills the general atmosphere, but also combat, because inventory points are sort of crucial to both of these things. Man, not having to worry about if I have an item is very nice. It's very, very nice. Just saying, I'm just gonna heal. I gotta worry about, oh, well, health potions kind of suck, so should I waste my action using a shitty health potion, or should I just attack to try to drop the boss? Don't even have to worry about it. Not even a thought I've ever had playing Fabula in the 2 sessions I played Fabula.
Not even a thought.
Because the standard healing item heals you 50 hit points.
Which is
we cocked a ballin' on that healing, bud.
Yeah.
And yeah, 50 hit points for an action? Yeah, I'll take that. Absolutely.
And there are a
inventory
couple
points
ways
are great
to slip a free action on that too.
Yeah.
Like
it's
Tinkerer has an ability where when they're in crisis, they can use a free inventory action.
Yeah, no, it's very good. I like it a lot. Inventory points rock.
I will say I wish there was more stuff. I wish there was a bigger list of like potential inventory
I wish there was more stuff.
Point things, or if you don't want to have a list of a bespoke list of inventory point items, a bigger chunk of guidance on what an inventory point spend should be capable of. A little more guidance on what can a player potentially whip out with one of these, because Dungeon World has a somewhat similar mechanic with an adventuring pack where you sort of whip out, a useful adventuring tool, and it gives a bit of guidance on limitations, what is expected of it. A little bit more on that of inventory points I would have been fine with, or a bigger list, whichever you felt, But that being said, as the GM, you can just sort of say, fuck it, I'm just gonna let inventory points do whatever. Like, you can let them be pretty wide in their capability if you want them to be. Because I think at the end of the day, the game just doesn't care enough about tracking tools and items and stuff like that. It just doesn't want to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's valid.
Yeah.
We sort of talked about, I didn't write this anywhere, but we did sort of talk about the, and it seems like there's a pretty public consensus on the tonic maybe not being as useful as it could be.
Yeah.
But I think the first idea we spitballed of either
letting it do some healing.
Just toss you 20 hit points of healing. Shit, toss you 15. That's typically, like, from what we were dealing with, one attack. Sure, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say, like, let it do a little healing, or I mean, I don't know. I think there's a solid argument to be made that just the tonic is a free action. If you don't want to give it any other benefits, just make it.
If you want to make it one status action, you could, yeah. Yeah, because I don't love the idea. What we're bringing up, for anyone who's curious, in the playtest document, they posit the idea that spending your action on a tonic to clear a status effect is just not useful enough, so you're never gonna do it because it takes up your whole turn. So in the playtest, it says a tonic clears every status effect instead of just one. And I don't know. I just don't love the idea of busting out a tonic to clear every status effect. That just feels a little yo-yo-y.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing.
Especially if the wolves we were fighting, correct me if I'm wrong, but they could have afflicted that shaken on us multiple times.
If they had the mana left over, yeah. They didn't have a ton of mana, but yes.
So the idea that you use it's a full action, use this thing, it clears the thing, you no longer have an action, and then you can get whacked next round and get it back again, just seems like a waste of inventory points and action economy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one.
No. Yeah. I get what you mean. I do. Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't hate your idea of healing, but also maybe it just doesn't take an action. Or maybe you put both forms. Maybe you put minor tonic and major tonic. One cures one status effect. One cures all of them. One takes no action. One takes an action.
That could be good.
Yeah, you just adjust the inventory price, inventory cost.
To keep the con train roll, and it's not really a con train. To talk about in more detail the cons for combat, in my opinion. I already talked about. I just kind of wish there was more stuff for me to do, but that's because I prefer more combat crunchy systems. It's not really